本期视频是香港大学政治学教授李成近日在摩根大通全球中国峰会上接受美媒采访的片段。记者问特朗普和拜登，中国更喜欢谁胜选？李成直接回答两个都不喜欢。我们看看他是怎么说的吧。
So Beijing has now seen a Trump administration and a Biden administration. From China's leadership perspective, which US leader do you believe Beijing prefers?
Well, first of all, the short answer is twofold. On the one hand, they really don't think any of them are good. It's good for China, and I can explain the reason. The second part is they don't know yet because information is incomplete, particularly regarding Donald Trump, what kind of team he will form. Now, let me explain in a longer term why neither of them really looks good for China from Chinese perspective. Now, Biden, you will see the continuity of policy. On the positive side, Biden is not going to completely decouple with China. He used the de-risking, and also that will continue engagement with China on at least on the educational and the cultural exchanges. That's very clear that he's cabinet member.
And since San Francisco, there is dialogue, there is diplomacy.
Absolutely. Now, of course, he will not change direction to slow China down, slow down China's development, but it's not completely, kind of destroy China. Some of the Republican hardlines will probably argue that. So you can see the kind of stability. But what makes China very uncomfortable is Biden's coalition build a kind of containment of China in terms of limited, but still to deal with China's ever-growing power. Now, this coalition-led approach to China, it's really, you can see numerous ways, but one is the democracy versus authoritarianism. China does not like that frame. They think it's too narrow, too simplistic, too ideological, and too dangerous. Now, actually, I'm not the person to say it's too dangerous. Chinese government is not only the person to say too dangerous. Brzezinski, the national security advisor for President Jimmy Carter, said 27 years ago in his masterpiece, he talked about the scenario that the U.S. should avoid when China, Russia, Iran come together.
Yes.
Not grew by ideology, but grew by shared interest deal with the U.S. pressure. But unfortunately, what he wants the U.S. to avoid is exactly happening.
Yes.
Now, China thinks that China pushing the corner. This is the kind of semi-coalition is not China interested to create, but you force China into that corner.